Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X Gamer here. And guys, I'd be completely doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about the most important topic going on right now. I know I could talk about video game NPCs, and I could talk about other things that are going to give us more views. But, if there's any video game that I want to play the UAP video game. Yesterday was a humankind changing type of day, and it's not as big of a news as it should be, of course, because there's more important things, like things going on your cell phone or listening to podcasts like this. Being entertained, right? Dopamine is more important. So let me give you something to think about here on this morning drive while I'm stuck in traffic, and hopefully entertain you. Yeah, that's the game that I want to play because it's been, already written so many times. What was revealed yesterday, let me just gloss over it in real quick so you don't get bored in the weeds. It was revealed that we have non-human biologicals. We know what these craft look like in general, and that we've had, we have wreckage. They called it wreckage. We don't know if we shot them down. It wasn't revealed because, of course, there's closed door meetings that we don't get to hear when it comes to things of national security. And that is the key word, national security. Now, I want you to think in terms of this. As human beings, we are not a peaceful species. History tells us that, right? We love war. Oh, we love us some killing. Especially if you look different. If you look different, oh man, you're in for a treat. If you love violence, this is the planet for you. Let me tell you. One of the greatest things is, these guys coming over and they go, oh, these humans, these monkey-like beings have nuclear weapons. What? Look at what they do to each other. But it's not only what we do to each other. Now it's been revealed what these aliens have done to us. They have actually caused harm to human beings. Documented. Now remember, all this is under oath, guys. And we got to think about this. If every single testimony is to be believed, right? And for the purposes of entertainment, and I always want to remind you guys that this is entertainment. What I'm doing for you is commentary so you can be entertained, so I can give you something to think about. So I'm just not here stuck in traffic losing my mind because on top of me there's aliens flying around and there's nothing we can do about it. So let's think about it this way. What did Batman say to Superman? Do you bleed? You will. What did Arnold say to the Predator, or in the Predator movies? If it bleeds, we can kill it. Now, we have non-human biologicals verified in Congress. Now, that's not just any statement. That statement in itself just told you that we're not the big kids in the block. And to paraphrase Batman, right? Because we know now that they've harmed human beings, is that if there's a 1% chance, right, that these beings, that if they wanted to, could destroy our planet, destroy our species, if there's a 1% chance that they would do that, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. And the industrial military complex, they do. That's their business. And that's big business here in the US, let me tell you. And guys, what are we going to do? What are they going to ask? Why do you think that they let us know almost 100 years based on testimony? So we've known since the 1930s it appears, when we found our first craft. And if the stories are to be believed, it was something that was buried. We found it buried, and it was, there for a very long time. Now, a lot of people, including myself, had this thought, well, if you're capable of flying through space-time light years to another planet, and we know that Earth is not uncommon, there are many Earth-like planets out there, how the hell did you crash? You did the hardest part, which is travel across space-time, then you get to Earth, and then all of a sudden you crash. Well, he gave the only logical answer, the only answer that would make sense mathematically. Nothing is perfect in this universe, guys. Nothing, except for, whatever your perception of your deity is. Those always are perfect. But anything that's made, whether it's by man or anybody else, will have a rate of failure. It will. Now, the amount of time could be great, but nothing is 100%. And what he said is, yes, but that depends on the numbers of sorties, meaning the numbers of missions. Now, these crafts are so advanced, but the number of times that they've been here is so great that they've reached their failure point. That is outstanding information if you're one that follows statistics, because the amount of times these type of craft would have to be around Earth in order to achieve failure, or be around the universe in order to achieve failure, would be almost infinite based on what we've seen. Because now we know there's gods amongst men, again, quoting Dawn of Justice. And now we know, based on that they've harmed human beings, and they have the capability of neutralizing our weapons, now we know that the demons don't come from underneath the earth, but from the sky above. Again, paraphrasing. You can use a lot of lines from that movie to draw parallels to what we just heard yesterday. Now, being the skeptic that I am, and knowing not aliens, because I don't know even if they're aliens or not, but let's just, for the sake of argument, say that they're aliens. I don't know aliens, but I know humans. And when humans are threatened, they need a silver bullet. They need a silver bullet so they don't have to be throwing flowers at dictators, like Lex Luthor said. We know that they bleed. We know they can die. So now we need to have a insurance policy, a weapon, if you will. And I believe that is why they're letting these out, this information out now. I think they've made a breakthrough, if I had to guess. And they're going to ask us for some more money to make a global deterrent against these beings. Now, these, whatever they are pretty fast. But they're not faster than the speed of light. They're not faster than other things. They're also vulnerable to forces, to blunt force specifically. That's what we know. That is what is documented. So I believe Space Force, for example, wasn't torn down because, I mean, the new administration could have gutted that program completely. But we're not going to do that because that's just more weapons that we can make for another program. And we love some more. Now we got planetary war. Forget about nuclear. Nuclear is cheap. Nuclear is outdated. That was last year's model. This year's model is interplanetary conflict. That's what I think. If I had to be a skeptic, right, and I am, I think they're going to be asking us for more money to defend ourselves from the aliens. And you know, it's coming. It's coming, guys. But in general, it was a history-changing day yesterday. I'm trying to make light of it here, but its impact on human history will be great. We have acknowledged that there are other beings out there in the universe besides us that are more intelligent. We are no longer the apex predator in our solar system. And that should be a great subject for any video game. All right, humans, I hope I gave you something to think about. Remember, this is just entertainment, right? This is just speculation. Something to make you think about things. You might have different thoughts, and they're okay, because right now we don't know what the heck is going on. The one thing I do know is that we love war. And we're forging a silver bullet for this new monster that you can take to the bank. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, that like button. If you really want to, go ahead and join us, support the channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.